Yards full of bodies. Fields full of onion. Pockets full of wine. That graveyard life. Alright, let's go settle a couple of minor things before circling back around to the horrible forbidden arts that I have stumbled into. Chemistry has begun. On Swampot. Open up. We have business. We have learned the secrets of flavor. And let's see, while I'm here, buy some saplings. Only 5 copper per fjord. Fjords are not expensive. Alright, so I can purchase alternative meat pretty reasonably. You also sell alcohol. We'll grab some of this for use on the bench. Pretty sure to generate my own I will need the still, or no, allegedly it can fall out of the hand mixer. I'd guess I need the still to produce whatever can be rendered down into pure alcohol. Probably. The other thing to keep in mind is that I should really commit to, at next sermon, apply this, use that week's resources to create gold prayer for imagination, and then start manufacturing larger sermons and stronger books. All the while grinding out chemistry ingredients. So let's see, dirt and sticks. In case I find a use for either of apple or berry. Just have a convenient source at home. And on that front, remember to investigate bees. Any day now, self-sustaining bees. Tailoring would be a hell of an addition. Do fabric work. One off. Just one more bees. Like, you take your zombies and they have all their roles about the place. What if, by producing an outfit to dress a zombie up in, you can send it into town and no one will know the difference? Or just, they look nicer, and that's nice. And they work better. Okay, each set of slices bakes into 2 meat. That reduces how much will be needed for the eventual set of burgs. Where one of the goals we're still in orbit of is getting the Inquisition resolved and off our doorstep. Any day now. Have our zombie scribes up and running. A few of them, at least. And some known recipes of power. Where it does seem like, so far, all of the basic recipes are powder solution combinations. Powder and liquid. Right, bring some salt down. Strong confession. Been keeping salt in the kitchen. Right? No. I had been keeping salt in the kitchen. Where's my salt? There's my salt. Get down here. And have 15 faith available at the moment. Prayer for Imagination is an entire book, though. So there's the problem. Trying to cycle up to Gold Imagination requires the higher level books, which requires tanning formula. So, Prosperity, Repentance, Shoots and Roots, Donations, and Faith are the chapter grade ones. Make one batch of spices and head to town. Decomposer zombie remains hard at work, and it occurred to me that these, made in the cube normally, are probably just innately slower to refine than all the other things. Decomposer zombie will probably have an easier time making solutions and powders. It seemed to go through powder pretty quickly. I'll of course also go looking for, like, my best available chemistry zombie to substitute in over here. Since there's only room for one of these stations. And let me, well, what? Okay, it does show your stats. 6 skulls, you're reasonably top of the line. I think I have 1-7 somewhere. You're doing your best. You're fine. Keep on it. Yeah, the 7-star is making books. Doing fine scribe work. Six is good enough. After some amount of chemistry exploration, it will be time to start embalming and achieving the next level. This is surprisingly relaxing. The absence of a calendar makes everything so much more leisurely. Getting at the trade license is another big paradigm shift that's waiting. Top level grapeseed, just purchasable. Although the field has managed to generate high level grapes on its own. This is just a bit of stimulus rather than outright necessary. Grab some more hops and things on the way back. Yeah, all the deadlines in most Harvest Moon adjacents, most farm management games, create a surprising amount of stress. The fact that you're trying to juggle all of your tasks in order to meet deadlines. Also interesting as a change up here is that all the side quests for characters, you know, as kind of bare bones as they are, none of them involve grind. There's no repetition in them. You have unlocks to reach instead. It's neat. It's more onion, more onion. More and better onion. Yeah, fuel is also very convenient in how it behaves. Because, how you could put it, the overarching thing is everything in Graveyard Keeper can wait. There is no task among all the many, many moving parts here that can't be put on hold for later. The closest thing to that is, like, a freshly arrived cadaver decomposing and losing its value. And even then, that's only its value for two specific parts of how you work with a body. Even if all the virtue is rotted out of it, you can still collect the organs and then cremate it. And eventually you can invest in relevant morgue upgrades. And just never worry about that again. The few ways that the game does sort of hassle you are mitigatable and eventually just outright defeatable with the tools you invest in. Does a good job of making things shift from scarce to abundant at about the right time. Like, the only thing left that's almost scarce and expensive right now is Theology Exp. I've just finished creating the engine that will give me more of that. I can afford... Well, hold on. What objective had I set myself? What other tree do I want to be done with now that I've achieved mastery of books? Foolery would let me start working with gold. I know of 2 things that want gold. Embalming is gonna wait until after I have this unlocked. So what's missing in here Rather, it's in this square over here, is the ability to, like, directly appraise organs and see what their, like, variable stats are. That lets you do optimal dissections. Quality of the onion field is slowly improving. We'll be looking to take more of these inside to get them under the knife. See which of these I can liquidate. I should upgrade these zombie farms. Which means I should get a bunch of ash. Make fertilizer, which means I may as well start work on a marble crematorium. Well, columbarium. The thing after crematorium. Urn house. Planning for a bunch of cremations will also get me a fresh supply of organs for more reagents. How many urns go in this one? And let's also take a look at the West Field, where pretty much I'll be looking at, like, something symmetrical to this. Probably, yeah, let's see, 3. Got one of these and one of those. A 7 and an 8 wide. Yeah, the difference between the two sides is this spooky tree isn't taking up the other corner. Yeah, I could put another urn house right here. Supposing they're the same size, and they probably are. Yeah. You were made of polished marble, carved marble, and 12 more urns. which then further means that I need to unlock... None of those, actually. This. An all cremations run might be remarkably viable. Those have good value density. Just exhume all your starting bodies, strip them for parts, grind them down, roast them, then reinvest in alternatives. You'd fit so many more burials, so many more certificates worth into the yard. Just having a very nice lawn is about 300 rating, I could believe that. Grape supplies looking good. Start from the bottom with wine generation. Really, bronze wine is fine. It's sufficient. As long as the wine is for internal use, there's no problem here. If I were exporting the wine for cash, maybe I'd try to be diving for the higher star ratings. This is fine. And welcome aboard, new guest. And wouldn't you know it, excellent candidate for cremation. Let's get you emptied out. Yes, of course. The no graves, just yard strategy. I am the lawn keeper. Go ahead and chuck that in the cube. Life gunk is abundant. We get so many life bits. They're my go-to research material. Green book. And you ran out of stuff to do. In that case, for one, congratulations, you're now chemistry grinder. And paper isn't abundant yet, so I'm willing to step down from full scribe power for a bit. Let's see, do I want the auto bench online? Maybe. You're a 5. You're a 6. I'm gonna reinstitute the sawmill, since I managed to go through all the logs that were building up in the yard. Zombies do not decay. Once reanimated, their stats are locked in place. Well, unless you do surgery to replace their bits. Time for second hive. I did have grain for more paper built up. Good. May as well crunch that down. Right, water bucket is needed. Need to bring down more dirt. Not enough dirt in the lab. Need research grade dirt. Alchemically pure, distilled dirt. And the next body is about to arrive. This could turn into a serviceable body. However, that's not what I'm looking for. You are dust. No room for a skull. That is an immensely sad string of words. Now then, fertilizers. Several. So today, installing more bees. That's the ingredients, right? Rough wood, nails, and bees? Bees make bees, yes? Simple fact of living chemistry. Yes. Bees. Weird that you can't put a storage bin up here, just, if nothing else, just to aggregate bee building material. One would imagine you could store bees near bees. How else would they enter the system? So, with these fertilizer... So now they work faster or in larger batch sizes or something on basics that are compatible with higher qualities of regular of fancy. Then tier 3 requires fertilizer 2. Come on, finish it. Continuing to use peat down here because it's so abundant. And also I have a large enough population of onion in circulation that they seem to be making progress just on their own. Much like with the grapes. Alright, so that's our last body before sermon in the morning. Overnight, I should make paper. That line. That is a good stat line. Congratulations, new worker. Need to go get some faith out of the lab. Prize. New chemistry intern. Get you working on another batch of that. And probably a little bit of paint. Yeah, a little bit of paint. Paint, some ink, and zombie juice. Just to have it reserved for later. Bucket of water is what was missing from making more paper gunk. Come on. I wonder if the buff from prayer applies to the zombies at the writing bench. Do they benefit from the improved creativity from beyond the grave? Alright, let's get creative. Which reminds, it's disappointing that there's not different dialogue for the different sermons. Which it's further brought to mind when you think about the fact that they're the very unnecessary "I got hit by a bus and wound up in another world" idea. That thing. That it also kind of vanishes almost immediately and isn't spoken of. Like, if it's gonna be there, why not tap into it? And use it anywhere. Like, buried occasionally in, like, tool tips and little bits of information on the side are little nods to that idea. Could set up some good Bill and Ted talking to Socrates moments. There we go. Crunch out a bunch of paper. With this one bucket, I can make one glop to select that stray bit. And it used the jug of dye that I was carrying, so that's all well and good. Vestigial is a good way to put it. The framing device seems left over from an earlier draft. An earlier point in whatever thoughts the writer was having. Of course, the writing being vestigial doesn't too heavily impact the overall experience, since the systems are good. The systems are interesting, and that will engage you. Oh. Might need more feathers. Yeah, I'm on my last jug of ink. And it was low on durability. "14 minutes to go. We have time to stop by the chicken bucket." basket rather than bucket. Maybe someday they'll upgrade to bucket. In this economy, anything's possible. Okay, I could be making a shitload of money if I were selling my wine back to the bar. Look, an entire silver piece per jug. And that's of my worst wine. Of my gut rot. Which again, that's something I haven't been engaging much, but it is one of the virtues of how all these mechanics are set up. Because you can liquidate just about everything, and a pretty strong, like, portion of all of the materials can be purchased. You can use effort in one system to skip over parts of another if you don't want to engage it. There we go. Fresh pens. A shitload of pens. Lots and lots of pens. That's right. 80% chance of upgrade on writing notes. So, I have... Nice. 1 gold chapter. Two gold chapters. And outer notes. Which is just fine. Since with that, I should be able to go ahead and create off a silver note, gold prayer for faith. Although, let me also... It occurred to me immediately after last session that the just very quiet, subtle joke buried in here, the quality of the writing has lower weighting here. You judge a book by its cover. Anyway. So, prayer for faith, gold quality. There it is. Shoots and roots, gold quality. And repentance would give us more storage. We can afford both. Yeah, let's get all the chapter grade prayers out of the way here. Yeah, we have enough silver notes for all of that. And prayer for prosperity. Out of faith. Damn. Maybe we'll find a confession somewhere. But okay, that's a much stronger suite of prayers now. 30, 40, and 50 church quality needed to fuel them, though. That's all on Prawn's imagination buff. So I want to start manufacturing gold books to get at the other high-level prayer. $20 blue X while doing that. Alright, so that can get me Heart of Stone, do sculptures, and get that second urn pile up and running. Just a little more, I can create benches. Discover stronger bench. Alright, this is where I will appreciate having scribe zombies then. Paper is abundant. Have them draft many a tale. Use for raw material. Better covers are made from the soft covers. Total of 3 faith needed to step up. Jewelry, 2 gears. Tanning agent still needs to be discovered. Process the skin. The role of skin is now to make covers. Okay. That was a very productive cycle of that, and I have 11 silver, so I can buy enough candles to run Prayer for Faith at full power. The church has a resting quality of 40-something, so a handful of candles will get us there. Weird that there's no storage bin in the church itself to keep your prayers in. Once we can make strong books, gold prayer for donation will be obsoleted by gold combo prayer. Come on. On the pile. I guess I stowed the extra prayers in the graveyard box. That would provide easy access for, like, of course, once we've fully obsoleted a prayer, you sell it to the bishop. And for that purpose, 20% money, 150% faith, versus 50-50. 25-25 in plant buff. So yeah, this will also start throwing down when we're serious about producing the perfect onion. $75 faith, and then... Alright, confessionals are both faith and extra stories. So attracting more and better confessions is if we need more stories. So for now, we are running Prayer for Faith to generate a bunch of raw faith for reanimating and for science. Alright, good. Preparing Fancy Urn just requires the urn itself. Got a full set of those. Now, polished marble and marble statues. Polished marble from regular chisels. Carved marble from steel chisels. And faith. And the masonry perk will improve quality. I could make the polished marble for now. Which is worth blue, as expected. So... make a set of soft benches. See if we can get over 50 passive value with those. And then making our way over here will be relevant. Basic steel chisel. silver steel chisel, and then fancy, potentially even better steel chisels. So lenses need faith. Moment, what if I just make regular chisels? Just make some garbage chisels. Worth a tiny bit of blue. And just at the last minute, think about rushing out of the house. Wine. Good wine. Best friend. Stay with me, wine. We have an important mission. Alright, you. Wait for a fraction of a second while I discard... a rock. I can buy this silk, because I know the silk is an ingredient in fancy benches. Some amount of it. Just give me all you got. All but one of what you got. I just quickly down a few bronze wine. Free up place for... Ooh. Right, that's the bigger currency, never mind. It is not yet time to be buying gold. I don't dispose of nearly enough bodies to afford that. Drop off those and this. Bring this fertilizer up to the vineyard and cycle the hops. The grapes can relax. Wine supply is healthy. You know what, I wonder, when does it roll for quality when you're harvesting plants? Is it at planting or at harvest? Could be beneficial to leave all of this in the ground leave it in the ground and wait until we have prayed, specifically to get better plants. Maybe. So I've prepared one urn. And have no bodies currently on the pyre. So I need to bring in 12 more. Yeah, 12 more. And then the spare change from that will probably be another reanimation. Now, tell me about Fancy Bench. Planks, joints, silk. Have enough to install 3 of these right now. That'll be +6 quality. That's close. And remember, this is all in pursuit of creating a higher quality burger. Bench, please. 2 paid for. And did I have not enough faith left in storage to study that urn? Perfectly good scan that I could take in. Install another storage thing over here. I should attract the work of my scribe. Keep on it, buddy. Or once I finish filling up the supply things with all the bits, then it won't matter. If I keep each flavor of each material in stock. Much of that can be ground through later. The start of that was just to get more iron on the fire. This furnace is still very hot. Apples at home. It's that easy. Light exactly one candle, and we'll be good to go. Someday we might discover Stench Potion. I wonder if spice will be an ingredient in anything else. Potentially. Immediate and absolute refreshment. From just 1/2 minute of drunken meditation. Zombie farm looking good. Staying productive. Twelve corpses. 12 cremations. 11 cremations and 1 reanimation. Right, we need lenses to upgrade chisels. And prayer for excellence would feed into that. Trying to cycle up tools, make them bigger. Alright, you know what? Let's simplify life. We will finish farming research next. Become wine master. Just 115 blue to know everything about plants. I have some lenses in the church basement, yes. Which, I guess, if they're 4 chisels, and paper is now abundant. Ugh. Then those shouldn't be used as fuel. Be put to work working wherever I stow them. Bookshelf. Yeah. So we'll get 1 body delivered on Moon Knight. And we'll get to see how much faith. Making statues with basic chisels isn't gonna do anything. Maybe after perk and after buffs. On its own, though, not much. I still haven't finished off that first whetstone. The uses are they good for? A lot, apparently. They just keep going. And yes, Bernie joined just now, the little bits falling out of work, that's experience. That is used to unlock further tech. Green mostly comes from gathering, red mostly from tool work, blue mostly from scholarly pursuits. What would anyone have to say about our zombies operating in the open? They're good workers. Fine, dependable lads. buckets for more pulp for more paper. Yet more paper. Crematorium for you. So much life goop. How high do buckets of water stack? 5. They stack in 5s, but I want even numbers of them. Which, it's a subtle thing that is done all throughout the crafting recipes. It provides support for good times. Most of the production chains involve batches that aren't divisible by each other, like, immediately. And this is a good thing because it means that when you're making any given amount of stuff, you probably generate some residue and are then left thinking, oh, what could I do with that? Prompting you to try other things. Bring in even more wheat. Paper supply is good right now. Also, let's see, because I've made these candles that are slightly different from these candles. where I've not left myself enough cash to buy many of those candles. Are they any better? Yes. These are stronger candles. Can you believe this lighting? And base. Do you believe? Big money. Big prizes. Great sermon. 33 faith. Okay, we have fuel for science now. And with just one more silk bench, that will be automatic. So, 20 of that aside for zombies. Then bring the rest of this up to the lab. Where, let's see, with currently available material, I won't make donations separately. We're making enough cash, and that'll just be a matter of gold combo prayer seems like a good default. Down the line. I had not made prosperity yet. And with gold notes, well, a gold chapter, yeah, I can just spawn that right now. For blessing businesses. That will go in the bin with the others. That would be a complete set of all the chapter prayers I care about. And the only prayers I haven't unlocked yet are... Oh, we have excellence. Excellence unlocks in 2 different places. Weird. Does that mean every prayer is unlocked? Yes. There aren't any more prayers hiding in the 2 mystery boxes for anatomy. Alright. So, discovering books. Thing to do. So, basic combo prayer I can sell. Or prayer for prosperity. Prayer for faith is our new main line. That provides material for more research. Want to scan things. Looking for ingredients. It does not decompose. Beeswax. Can become fluid and essence. Sand. Does not decompose. Other flower. Fluid and essence. Moths. What are moths, really? Fluid and essence. Rope. Does not decompose. Butterflies. Powder and essence. Paper itself does not decompose. And that's all available faith for the moment. Although, with the science, I can also formalize my scans of this goo. Each reagent that I've managed to generate without yet processing into anything. These shelves was... yeah, there's the gel. It is a little annoying that these things bounce back into your inventory instead of staying wherever you stored them. And these back up. It's a side effect of them being consumed and then regenerated by the recipe. Butterflies are creatures of chaos. Of course. It's obvious. So I can get chaos essence out of butterflies. Moth, though, what are you? The same. Moths is the same as butterflies. Proven by science. Green gel is orderly. Yellow flower is life. So now that faith is becoming abundant, need to go skimming through my various inventories looking for things to scan. I can join the inventory here. Where, out of respect for, I do think that the principle that they built the chemistry system around is really neat and worth exploring. I had externally looked up the recipes for zombie juice and black paint, just to be sure I could get at ink and have a supply of reanimation. Though, as mentioned, zombie juice, they pretty quickly lead you to it. The rest I'd like to discover using the internal mechanisms available. And with that in mind, try to note which things I have sources of and which I don't yet. I believe black and white are the only paints available. Where partly a helpful thing that exists as well to signal on that front. Hey, white goo can only become dust. There is no solution or essence of this, it's just a powder. Or hey, oil is oil, it's just liquid. Likewise alcohol. Silver is a dust, and what have you. So, a part of how this system works is you have a series of elements to go with these three categories of substance that are in opposing pairs. So we've seen a bunch of life, there is death that goes with it. You got chaos and order. You have health and poison. And speed and slowness. And I think that's the full spread of elements. Like, it's either death or darkness that is the counterpoint of life. Something along those lines. So for each of those you have a powder, solution, and an essence. As a foundation for exploring the chemistry grid, a body has arrived. I want to establish at least one source of each thing. I know in advance that one of those is very difficult to acquire, so I'm not too concerned about finding Death Essence at the moment. But if I have all but one kind of thing accounted for, you're a strong body. You might make a good scribe. I have all but one element accounted for, I can generate that element by proxy using goo. So that's not a concern. And yeah, you... when you're 7 skulls, that's as good as things get pre-embalming. So congratulations, Scribe. I have some acceleration source. Perhaps not all of acceleration. Alright, so. Take off notes. Life powder, yes, but only organs? But I do have a good backlog of life powder. Let's call that like a half. Chaos powder, abundant. Bat wings are very easy to acquire. So, chaos powder is solved. Toxic powder comes out of onions. Very easy. Health powder from crop waste. Yeah, that's free. I have hundreds of that sitting around. Acceleration powder from honey and hemp. Both abundant, so that's spoken for. White powder lives off on the side for bones. Yeah, so that's... this is outside of the element spread. These are full-on substances unto themselves. Those don't need to be on the grid. So for powders, I do not have death, order, or deceleration accounted for yet. So here at the powder mill, yeah, I've already probed all the dustable things on hand. Yeah, that's speed powder. Speed powder, chaos powder. Bone powder. Need to bring in more things to see if order powder is around. Do you want to head in for grades day to buy more silk with my sermon money for that upgrade? So, solutions. Life solution is abundant. Chaos solution is abundant. Toxic, yeah, that's pretty easy. Order is in white flowers, which neither of these can be pasted, but they are sources of order. Alright, so order solution, call that good. Health solution, yes. Acceleration, yes. Slowing, yes. So I have every solution accounted for except death. And extracts, essences. Life is good. Chaos is good. Toxic is good. Order is good. Acceleration. But I don't have health extract or deceleration extract or death extract. I don't have any death sources at all. Most of the grid is accounted for, though. I should scan a bee. Bees might be a source of order powder. They're very organized creatures. not concerned about achieving peak wine. Spend some money on hops on the way back. Cash my burial certificate. Cash flow is strong enough for now, I could be driving all the engines faster by buying a lot of bulk material. This is good enough, though. We're exploring right now. There's chemi to do. Hop seed. Onion seed. And there's our next cremation. Alright, so with this silk, I can make 3 more comfortable benches. Yeah, fine cremation candidate here. And be back for the documents in a moment. Don't have anything to brew right now, so you can do some scribing. Or what did I just... Okay, that was the wrong bench interaction. There. Hard at work. You doing alright over here? Oh, wait, you're, stalled? You don't have a progress bar. Did I steal a bunch of work from you? Let's try to restart the decomp zombie here. Get me some chaos powder. There we go. I must have stolen the ingredients out from under him at some point. Chaos powder. So we have enough life solution. Toxic. Order. But part of the plan is to use life solution as like a bulk material for exploration. There's never enough of it. Not when it's going to be my main filler, my substrate. Right, brain. Brain goes to... this thing. Installing one more storage thing near the mortuary. They'll build another chemistry rack. That way I can throw complex body parts onto it fresh out of the morgue. Maybe all body parts onto it. Yeah, this is enough silk for the rest of the bench refits. The speed at which they let you hammer through iron. There's an understanding throughout this that where your effort belongs changes the farther in you go. It's good. Just to get these into the queue. 12 joins for making those bench upgrades. Have adequate bones. I can be selective about my reanimations now. Seven skill minimum if you intend to join the workforce. Need to bring down some flitch. Make that part rack. And while I'm up here, carpentry. So I guess the bar is 100 units? Like, I don't think there's anywhere in the UI that says how much stamina is there. Just how much everything costs or reimburses you. Yeah, it seems about right. That's more than half from a 60 energy bottle of red wine. I'll assemble this. And what it's for is complex organs that I want to decompose. Since they're so bulky, they get their own shelf. Nothing cultist related has happened in a while. Since cult related things mean dungeon related things, so no thank you. Not until necessary. There. Soft benches. Powerful. Comfortable seating to generate immense faith. Set aside 1B for research. Need combat data on this B. Next body is about to arrive. Welcome, new guest. I'll probably move that storage rack over into this room as well. So that'll be easier to stock it with gunk from the lab. Oh, yeah, that rack will also probably attract the output of the auto benches. There we go. Get that 1B safely out of circulation. Let it mill about on the shelf. What else will use silk? We'll have to stow that somewhere. May as well install these hops. Those were the wrong seeds. Gold grape. There is no gold hop at the moment. Kind of weird that they don't give you, like, the probability spread for quality output on plants, the way they do for the other artisanal things. Onions operating at power. Bring in a research sample of each other crop. Thought I had some berries stowed in here. Research frog. Extract frog essence. Or you know what? These can move to the powder shelf. And then water can move to one of the others. Plenty of room on powder shelf. Crematorium you go. Yours was not an ideal life. You can have a sufficient end. There is room on this shelf for the rest of the body parts. Keeping one urn on hand so that I can study it. Really, it doesn't have to be that one, because I'm about to make 2 more. For the future. Yeah, this is probably my source of alchemy grade alcohol. Alchemahol. And we can get those installed during the next week. And away we go. Pray for understanding of bees. What are they? Who do they work for? '35th. We got slightly more, yeah, we reached a higher peak with the sets of better candles lit. Still, that's good energy. We could do 2 zombies a week if we felt like it. Time to understand things, though. Yep, burn. Thanks to that urn, I know about wine. But more so, larger wine. Bees. Powder and fluid. Our bees order. Nap, a cheap book. Up the research. Chaos extract. Let me just look at you. Get a good huff of that. And then all these research vegetables and frog. Frog has no higher energies. Frog is not an element. Mushroom. Edible mushroom is not alchemically active. Red flower. Contains powder. Apple. It's an apple. There is nothing complicated about apples. Hops are powder and fluid. Cabbage. Powder and fluid. Beet, devoid of substance. A non-entity. Lentil. Essence. We got a story from thinking about lentils. Pumpkin. Powder and essence. Alright, so we scanned through all of those. Let me crush this bee. Bees contain order. Although that was order solution, which I already have. Were bees also listed as a powder? I always forget that this is the grinding engine. Bees are orderly, so that's known. Crush these hops. Slow powder. Hey, that was needed. Extract lentil essence. Pumpkin. Health powder. A lot of health powder. Cabbage. Also health powder. Flour. Toxic. Wax can become slow solution. Become slow essence. Yes. So we have our source of slow essence. Pretty sure bees are provide order powder. As long as either of those... Hey, health extract. Alright. That's everything but life powder, order powder, and the various death flavors. Those are confirmed. So much solution. I need a second bee that I can grind down into dust to confirm they have the property. And bring in a wave of additional material to study. Onion is known. Nothing to learn from meat. Didn't circle back for these edible berries. Those still, or no, those are known to be nothing. Alright. Grab another of those just to confirm the existence of both recipes. Have them officially unlocked for the zombies to work with. Gonna destroy the bronze quality hops. Probably also the silver hops as well. I'm only making beer for the Inquisitor. So, pumpkin essence. Grind up a bee. Order powder. Alright. Grind cabbage. the most part, that is my full suite of things known. Grapes do not break down. Got a silver story out of the grapes, though. Grapes are a pure form. Grape is an element. Wine is truth. So that just makes sense. That's science. So, slow, speed, health, poison, order, chaos, life, scene missing. These 7 flavors. Speed, health, order, poison, chaos, life. Not carrying any slow essence. Do I have a recipe for slow essence? No, I don't. Or I do? Yes, there it is. I just didn't formalize it yet. I'd marked it off by implication. Because, yeah, wax is known to be slow. There we go. Official slowing extract. We have the science. Alright, that's an entire week's worth of faith spent on extensive research. We have resolved many knowns. Oh, and since slow extract is new, I should scan that as well. Only thing missing was order powder, which is crushed bees. So we'll need a larger supply of bees. Until we find a different order outlet. You will make a decent worker. Probably. Six. I said 7. You're fine. You're paid for. You can scribe. Six more urns. Contents are all paid for? 5 more bodies. So with all that accomplished, what's next goal? Brewing equipment. Distilling equipment. The ongoing search for tanning solution, which can now begin in earnest. So, barrel. Filler wants rocks and complex iron. Bring down much more flitch. Come on. Come on, build. Go. Do. Take fuel and condense these various precursor materials into classic 3x jug. You ferment the lesser juices to make them ready. Single perfect bucket. So for chemistry purposes, I need to be diligent about increasing my supply of bees. Never enough bees. Nice. Make sure a bunch of that stuff is appropriately spoken for. Must establish bees. Chemical bees. The thought occurs if there's any useful chemistry stored in fish. Are fish a source of death? What if? There's a beekeeper in town somewhere. Money could be exchanged for bees. Yeah, you. Bee tender. I would like exactly 20 bees. 5 bees for a silver, you'd say. You are quite strong. You'd make a good worker. You will make good ashes. You're gonna fill an urn. Installing these bees, then I'm gonna make another run of paper. There's room for 3 more colonies. Unprecedented levels of bees keeping. Now that I know their chemical properties, flowers went from useless filler item to pretty decent pocket change. It's flowers and moths. Twice over value. Could have dropped off the material. Wax already ends up down here. Down here for candle making. Now it can be down here for other purposes. Paper. Wine. Queue up a healthy supply of sludge. Not to be confused with health sludge. That's completely different. And that's some paper. A few. After this wave of bodies have gone through Decomposer Zombie, we'll have time to catch up. So, get these ashes into urns. Slam all this paper down onto the shelf. I'll take these flyers out of here. Gets them out of the way. And then pass out at sunrise, wake up at noon. Usual Saturday. Down at the yard. Is Saturn the one that's missing from this ring? Of astrology symbols. Go ahead and confirm that. The old classical astrological glyphs. Sun, moon, quake is probably Mercury. Have a hoop that's separate from the horns. The Mercury symbol is like a Venus with a hat. Close though. It could be either of these. Either it's missing its feet or it's missing its inner ring. Neptune might be a closer match there. If it had an inner spike to be a trident. It could also be Pluto, but again, that's supposed to have a crossbar and a circle inside of the hoop. Either form of Uranus is absent. Round one can almost be an Earth. Earth would be either circle with a cross in it, or circle wearing a cross hat. Reverse Venus is Earth. I suppose they weren't really going for an astrology symbols theme here. At all. Just a coincidence from having taken male, female, sun, moon, and those are all celestial bodies. Next time.